Alright, so I'm going to start off by priming my face using the Cover FX Blurring Primer. And I didn't mind this when I used it in the part 1 video where I did the daytime summer look. I didn't mind it. I think that it is really nice, and I feel like if you just concentrate it in the areas where you have the most problems with oversized pores, then you're going to love it. And for me, that is like right here around my nose, in the center of my forehead, and then I usually do it just in my smile lines. And to prime the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Becca highlighter, and this is the First Light Priming Filter. The only reason I don't really care for this primer is because it is quite watery. So that I wish was a little bit different, but I'm just going to go on top of that Cover FX primer and prime my whole face with the Becca, because I do like that it adds like a sheen to your skin. Just going to rub that in. I do really like, oh, it makes my skin feel so good. It's like, it feels like a moisturizer. It is really nice. It's really nice. All right, and once again, I'm going to just color correct some of the dark spots and my under eye. And using my damp Real Technique sponge, I'm just going to blend that out. And when I used the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in part 1, I was reminded like how much I really like that foundation, because like I said in that video, I haven't used it in a really long time. And I was like, dang, like I forgot how bomb she was. So that's the one I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it first with a brush and then blend it out with my Real Technique sponge. I almost forgot what it was called. And now to highlight, I'm going to use the ColourPop concealer, and this is in the shade 36, and I'm just going to go under my eyes. If you can hear my dog crying, I'm sorry. But he was being bad, so he is in his bed for now. See, I'm just going to highlight my forehead, my nose, and chin, and then my little, you know, mustache area or whatever. I really like this concealer. And I mean, I had seen a lot of people's reviews on it, and I know a lot of people compared it to the Kylie concealer, which I've never tried, but I feel like for $6, this concealer is bomb. And the shade range that it comes in is really awesome. And I almost had trouble picking a shade because like there were so many options to choose from. And usually I have trouble picking a shade because there aren't as many options, but they have so many shades and so many different undertones. So I feel like you definitely would be able to find a concealer that complements you and your skin tone. So if you have not tried the ColourPop concealer, you should definitely go and get it. Like, what are you doing? When I ordered it, I actually ordered 2. I ordered 36 and then 32. He's such a baby. He's such a baby. But I literally took him outside before I started this video. He ran off into the neighbor's yard, and I was just like, come here. Like, I have to get things done. I don't have time for you to be messing around. So now he's upset because he hears me talking in here and he's not a part of the conversation. But I ordered 2 shades when I placed my order. I got the shade 36 and I got the shade 32 because I thought that they would both work for my skin tone, and I didn't want to get anything lighter than 32 because I didn't want it to be too bright, because I do like my under eye to be bright, but I don't want it to be too crazy where it doesn't look as natural. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like a lot of my drugstore foundations run a little bit on the lighter side, so that's why I stuck with number 32, because I was like, well, if 36 is a little bit too dark or too close to my complexion, then 32 will be a brighter option. So I'm just taking 32 and I'm only going to highlight under my eye just to brighten up the inner corner just a tad bit more, just a little bit. And I do like to carry that into on top of my lid to use the concealer as an eyeshadow base. And you guys, I am so excited to do the eye look today. I honestly don't know what I'm going for. I only know the colors in the palette that I really want to use. So this is kind of like, I know I just want it to be like dramatic and sexy. That's all I really know right now. My daughter is slipping me a note under the door. I can hear it. Thank you, Jada.
You're welcome. It's for Mother's Day.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and set my face. I don't know if I want to use, this one has silica, so I'm not going to use that because I am going to be taking pictures, and using a loose setting powder with silica will cause flashback when you take a flash photography picture. Obviously, flash photography picture, duh. But so if you're going to be taking pictures at night while you're out, and obviously the lighting is not the greatest at night, we all know that, and if you're going to be using flash, you do not want to use a loose setting powder that has silica in it, because your under eye will be bright, but that won't be the only thing. You'll have it everywhere and you'll just look like a pasty mess, and we don't want that. But I've used this Stellar setting powder, which I really like, and it doesn't give me any flashback. But if you're going to be going out at night, and especially during the summertime, you want to make sure your face is set, especially if you have oily skin. I mean, even if you don't, like, it's hot. If you're going to a club, if you're going to a bar, if you're going out, you know, wherever, it's hot as it is. So I feel like, and if you're going out where there's like a lot of people, you don't want to end up being, you know, like a greasy mess. So set your face. Don't be that girl. I'm just going to put a little bit of that Stellar powder on my Real Technique sponge and put that under my eye.
I know. Ew, it almost got on my nose.
Alright, so now moving on to the eyes, I'm going to use the Makeup Shayla and ColourPop Perception palette again. So there are some shades in this palette that I haven't used yet because there are so many shades to choose from, and I really honestly don't even know which ones I want to use. I'm going to try to pick, you know, a couple of my favorites that have really stuck out to me since. Alright, so first I'm going to use the shade Culture, which is this really nice light brown, a little bit on the orangey side, but it's not too warm. And then I'm just going to apply this in my crease as a transition. I honestly don't even, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't even think it's gonna show up on me because it's kind of like the color of my eyes now. Okay, so taking the same brush that I used to apply Culture into my crease, I'm going to use the shade Played Out and lightly tap into it because it is super pigmented. You know what? Okay, side note, my brother messaged me like last week and he was like, oh, I watch your videos, you know, good job or whatever. And he's like, but I noticed you say the word super a lot. So now every time I say the word super, I like stop and I'm like, oh my God, like, so if I look like, what the heck did I just say? It's probably because I said the word super, and now in my head, I'm like, don't say that, don't say that, don't say it too much. Don't say it every time you have to describe something because I'm always like, super, super, super. So yeah, I'm just going to apply Played Out in the, in my crease as well, just to deepen it up a bit. I wonder if it's raining yet. It was supposed to like pour down rain today. And it's actually, oh yeah, I think it is raining. Yep. Yeah, like I was saying, I was I was really happy that I was able to purchase this collection when I did, because I did hear that, or I did see, not hear, I saw that it did sell out pretty quickly, which I wasn't really all that surprised because it was really hyped up and it's just bomb. Like, I haven't even been following her all that long, but the second I found her videos, I was hooked. She reviews products with the consumer in mind. Like, she's always mentioning, you know, mirror and a palette. I want to see the names on the palette also, so I mean, like, it's only right that we got a mirror in the palette with the names. Like, it lived up to the Shayla standards, and that I was really happy. All right, so very, very, very carefully, I'm going to go in with the shade Titus, which is a really pretty like charcoal gray color, which I don't even think I swatched, to be honest, but it really just caught my attention because I know Shayla had a dog named Titus, and unfortunately he passed away. So as soon as I saw the palette and I saw that one of the shadows' name was Titus, it like really touched my heart, and I was like, oh, like, that's so sweet. And you know, among the other names of the shades, like Strut and Slay, which, you know, she says at the end of every video, and Sassy, September. I just really spill the tea, you know, the fuck, TF. But so yeah, I'm just going to take Titus very carefully because I don't want to go, you know, out of control with this color, but I'm just going to go deep in the crease just a little bit more. Oh yeah, it's pouring. And I'm also going to bring this into my inner tear duct a little bit and kind of close in and only leave a spot of my eye, of my lid open. I'm going to try to do a halo eye today. Every time I try, it ends up just being a smoky eye, but I'm going to try because that's what I'm going for today. And then using the brush that I use to apply Played Out and Culture, I'm just going to blend that into Titus so that there's no harsh lines. So now I'm going to take a denser eyeshadow brush, just a dense blending brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Stallion, which is like this really pretty, it looks black, but it's pretty navy, or it's like black with blue reflect in it. And very carefully, I'm actually going to pull my mirror closer to me again. I'm going to just kind of outline the outside of the eye to deepen it just a little bit more. So I'm just going along the outside edges where I applied Titus. And with colors like this, for me especially, I need to work slow, be really patient, like, because you get a little overzealous and you're gonna have a black eye in about 2 hot seconds. All right, and then taking that same fluffy brush that I used to apply my crease colors, I'm just going to blend that out just so that there's no craziness going on and everybody works really well together because we don't want a hot mess. And I'm also not connecting Stallion. I went all over my lid with Titus, but I'm just keeping Stallion on the outer and the inner corner, and I'm not connecting it in my crease because I want Titus to still come through and I want there to be like a gradient on the eye. And for the lid, I'm feeling like the way this look is going with the like dark blue gray look that we have so far, I really want to take the shade Sassy, which looks like a duochrome, like almost like teal. Let me swatch it. Oh, it feels so good. It reminds me of like a mermaid. Like, it's got some purple, some teal, some green. So I'm just going to take the shade Sassy and then put that in my lid where we left that space open. Okay, I'm gonna use my finger. I do want to use just the tip of the brush and make sure that the shade, the shadow, goes all the way down to the lash line. This is what happens to me. I try to do a halo eye and then I end up carrying the shade that I put in the lid down to my inner quarter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix that, and I'm going to go back through with Stallion and Titus and just kind of try to cover that up. But you know what? Honestly, the look is pretty awesome as it is. So we're working harder, not smarter today. All right, so we fixed it up a little bit. It's still a little bit, you know, all over the lid, but you know what? Whatever. We're just going to go with it. It still looks bomb. So if we don't do a halo eye today, we don't do a halo eye today. It's not a big deal. We'll do it another day. Maybe. I don't know. I really like how this is coming out. I'm just going to blend just a little bit more. I'm just going to take a little bit more of Culture and blend that out. All right, so now I'm going to use the shade Unbothered, which is that really pretty white gold color. And I'm going to put that on my brow bone. You see that? You see that? I think I'm also going to put it right like in the middle. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. All right, so now I'm going to do the bottom lash line, and I'm going to take the shade Titus, and I'm going to start in the middle instead of starting on the outer corner. I'm going to start in the middle and blend it towards the outside. All right, now going in with Played Out, I'm going to blend that into the outer corner of my eye. All right, so now that we are done with the shadows, I'm going to go ahead and do eyeliner and mascara off camera, and I will be right back. All right, I am back. I just put a little bit of eyeliner and mascara on. Let me tell you guys the struggle. So I think I said it in my other video, the part 1, I cannot do winged liner. But I was like, you know what? We got this product in the BoxyCharm box this month, and I was like, I'm determined to do it. Like, that's just what I want to do, and I don't know why I can't do it. I've tried for years, and I don't know. Like, my brain just totally shuts off whenever I try to do it, and I just can't get it done. So I attempted it. Okay, I grabbed like the sharpest angled brush I could find, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So we just tight lined like always, but whatever, that's just what I do. So yeah, and then for mascara, I just use the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot and Baddest Black. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the face, and I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush, and this is the shade Rose d'Oro. So yeah, and I'm just going to lightly tap into it because they are pretty pigmented. And then start in the middle and work your way up and down, like just blending it throughout your cheeks. All right, and I'm going to lightly contour using my Sephora bronzer. Well, contour slash bronze for me. I really don't contour all that much, and this is what I use to do so. So I feel like whenever you're doing your makeup to go out, or, you know, at night, you want to be a little bit more extra than you would during the day. You can get away with a little bit more, you know, just go all out and do it. Who cares? So I'm going to use 2 highlighters today. And the first one is this, what is this? The Tartist. I heard somebody say this and they said it differently. I'm gonna say Tartist. I don't know. Tartiest? Whatever. This is the Tartist Pro Glow Liquid Highlighter, and this is in the shade Stunner, and it's super pretty.
Super.
And I'm just going to lightly kind of like warm it up on my hand first, and I used a little bit too much, and I'm just going to lightly tap on my finger where I'm going to put my powder highlight on top. See, like, and then I'm going to do it to the other side, and then I'm going to blend it out. And to blend it out, I'm just going to take my sponge and find a clean spot and just blend it. So now I'm going to use the Shayla and ColourPop highlighter, and this is in the shade Boom It. I'm just going to put that on top of where I put the Tartist liquid highlight. And I'm just going to work out of the cap because these are dumb pigmented. So a little goes a long way. I almost feel like this is a little bit too yellow for the eye look. So I'm going to use that like champagne color from the Pure Sculptor palette that I got in my BoxyCharm box that I showed you guys in part 1. And I'm just going to put that on top very lightly. So yeah, I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and dip into the shade Originator, which is more of a champagne, because I feel like a champagne color highlight will really complement this look. So why not? We just have 3 highlighters on. It's okay. And I'm going to take Originator and highlight my Cupid's bow and the tip of my nose. All right, so I'm going to set my face before I do my lips, and I'm just going to use the Pixie Glow Mist. And a lot of it apparently because this is my shit. And very lightly I'm going to line my lips with the ColourPop lip pencil in BFF3. For lipstick I'm going to use the shade Quickie, and this is also from the Shayla and ColourPop collection. And I really like this because it is just like the perfect nude shade. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I really like the way that this lip looks, especially when you blend it in with the lip liner. It looks so nice, and I really like the finish of it, and I like it on its own, but I do think I'm going to top it off with the lip gloss that she came out with also. Yeah, so I like this lip with the gloss on top. I do like it on its own, as I said, but I just want to be a little bit extra because we're already here, we're already doing it. You might as well gloss it up. And yeah, I think that is the finished look. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video.